Here we go. 762. The Eardem Castellanates. These same Castellanates, although they're closed in by this besieging of Hannibal, and they're defectos. They are lacking in their facultates, their means of getting alimentorum, of nourishment, or food. They have the lora. These are the straps which goes with subducted. They are taken off of the necessaries, which is the function they perform of straps, vinculorums. These are looks like leather straps used for binding. Usibus is the use. Equi and from. This is E from scutus, and from the shields, the pelts or the skins that are detracted from their shields, and they made soft. You wanted these people, that's why they're in the accusative, to mandare, to chew upon in ferventing water. So they boiled water and put the straps of their bindings and from the pelts of their shields, and they boiled it and then they chewed it because they were lacking in alimentorum, of nourishment or food. Quid illis. What to them if intuari, the second person deponent, if you were to look upon the bitterness or the hardship of their case, could be fourth declension. So if you would look upon what they were suffering, it would be miserious. But if respicias, if you looked upon their steadfastness, they are very fidelis, very loyal people. So it's a matter of how you look at their cases. Qui, who, lest that they should disciderent. So the schisco means you're admitted into an alliance. To disciscere means you're leaving an alliance. So lest also that they should not leave from an alliance with the Romans. They sustain themselves with tale, such a genere, such a type of food that they used, while their most pinguissima aves, where they're very fertile fields, and looks like below subjectus, so below their most fertile plains, they intuited, they looked out over their fertile fields and fertile plains below from their monobuses, from their walls. Itiqui. And so, of the Campanian city, it's a different city than these guys, which the Punic ferocity, they favoured or supported this desire with their luxuries, delicacies. In the nearby Propinquo, nearby the other side of this city of the Castals, where they're famous by their virtue of moderation, of eating leather straps and stuff. We've got persevering of friendship by their pledge to the Romans. Okay, so they've verberated. They beat the impious eyes. So if you can figure out which people are doing what here. This city here favours the Punics with all types of luxuries. These are the people with the impious oculos, the bad eyes, where these are the brave people who can control themselves in a famine. They're persevering in their pledge of friendship. 763. In this besieging, in this siege, and act of trustworthiness and loyalty, they remained 300 men, these garrison of Praestines. And evented ut, and it happened that from these 300, a quidam, a certain person captured a mouse, and rather than for himself, there's the verb, he preferred to sell it for a ducentis denarius. He caught a mouse, wanted to sell it for 200 denarius, rather than for the sake of his own famine, of lightening his own famine. So he preferred to sell it rather than alleviate his own hunger. He preferred then to consume it, which would solve his hunger. There we go. Said Credo, but I believe the providence of the gods, the foreseeing of the gods, effectum, brought it about also for the vendor, that's the seller, and the emptor, the buyer. They meribated, they earned what utoqui, which each of them deserved for an outcome, the exitum. Attributed to them the outcome. For the avarice one, that's the greedy one, he was consumed by hunger, so I guess he died. He was not able to fruai, he was not able to enjoy his ablative, his menubis. Well, it's the profit, I guess, the profit of his dirtiness, sordium, of lowliness and dirtiness. But the man who had with a calm mind, equi enemi, he had, by making this expense for his health, ad salutatem, indeed, care, which was expensive, but necessary, he procured the food that he needed so that he should live. Vixit means live, and that's it in Latin. 764, and here's the Daily Dictionary. Manubia, prize money or profit. So this is profits. This other site, as general share of the booty, as a plural. Okay, so, however, C. Mario and C.N. Carbo were being consuls, so these are the two consuls, that's how they measured their years, by who was the consuls, in the civil war with El Sulla, a dissentibusing, that's a division or civil war, these two striving against each other, Sulla and the consuls. In this time, it was not a victory for the Republic that they were seeking, querebanting, but the prize of the victory was the Republic. That's what happens in civil war. The Senate, by consult or decree, took the gold and silver, aurea and argenta, which decorated of the temples, lest that there should be a stipendia lacking, payment should be lacking to the soldiers, the militabuses. They conflated them. So to melt them, I guess you use bellows and you blow hot on them and they melt down or something. Digna enim causa, for this was a worthy cause, erat, for these and for those, both sides. Their cruelty in the proscription of civilians or citizens of people was satiated, so their cruelty was satiated by this proscription, which killed all these people, so that the immortal gods could be passively taken away their spoils. So this looks like a ironic sort of thing. Oh, surely it was a worthy cause to strip away from the gods these things used that could satiate the cruelty of a civil war. Therefore, it was not the will of the conscript fathers, the PCs, party conscriptors of the Senate, but the truculent hand, that fierce warring hand of most foul necessity, which impressed, they used their pen, the stylum, to make this decree, the consultos, the decree. And one more bit. 765. The army of divine Julius Caesar, this is, what have we got here, the unbeaten hand of the unbeaten general, when he had closed off Munda with arms, must be a city, and he was extruendoing, he was building up, and he was deficient when he was building up for material for his aga, that's his ramparts or whatever, a congery of the enemy's cadavers, so a mass of enemy cadavers, which to the desired altitude he built up, so he didn't have enough material, so he used dead bodies to get to the desired height, and tragulus and pillars, these are both weapons, like javelins or something, because he was deranting, he was lacking in stakes which was robust enough. Originally robor come from oak, just means strong. So he didn't have enough stakes to be strong enough. They used, I guess this is their own javelins, or maybe the javelins of the dead people as well. Anyway, necessity was the teacher of this new type of building or striving that they validated. They made a valamar, a rampart out of it.